If Grandpa Buffy Buff's daughter, Kathy Woods, hasn't yet got your attention, then I'll do it. Let's dig in. Welcome to the channel. So we're going to talk about 3 stocks that I really like, but I want to tell you how I got to these 3 stocks. I did a little bit of a deep dive late last night with one bloodshot eye. I walked into 2 walls getting a glass of milk. So I'm going to play this interview that I heard. It's only like 60 seconds long. So the goldfish brains, if you're too tired, skip through, leave, do whatever you got to do. I don't like goldfish brains. I like people that want to learn about what they're investing in and understand why they're investing in it. So goldfish brains, go. The smart traders, let's listen to this podcast because this podcast is with Kathy Woods. 60 seconds, and she says something here that's revolutionary. Let's listen in.
Should be broken out because they are going to be foundational going forward.
Here it is.
Of the 5 platforms, which one excites you the most?
Well, I think the one that is still the most misunderstood, and it's because of what I mentioned earlier, technology and healthcare have never gotten along, really. And what I mean by that is in the financial markets. Technology analysts didn't want to follow healthcare at all because it was too highly regulated, too slow moving. Healthcare analysts didn't want to follow any technology because it was too fast moving and too volatile, right? So 2 different types of quote unquote DNA in the market. Now we have a situation where technology is going to take over healthcare. And I still don't think people understand how profoundly this is going to take place.
Okay, that was Kathy Woods talking on a podcast, great podcast. We Study Billionaires, really good. The Investors Podcast, if you want to look it up with Kathy Woods. This just aired a couple days ago. I was listening to this. I know Kathy Woods. I've been waiting for these biotech stocks to come down so I could get in. I'm not buying at the top when they're on a tear. I'm going to wait for them to come down. So I've traded these in and out, but I want to start building a long position because these stocks, like she just said, they're going to change the game forever, and they're underestimated, they're overlooked. So biotechnology, healthcare technology stocks. So that's what she's talking about, and she says, why aren't more people looking at these? They're too busy looking at Tesla, Amazon. These could be bigger than Tesla and Amazon. Way bigger. So it's good to mix these into your portfolio. She's saying they're underestimated because people are buying Tesla, Apple, Amazon, all these great companies, but they're not curing people. They're not for your health. People will pay anything for their health. They're not going to pay anything for an iPhone. I mean, maybe they will, millennials, but what I'm saying is people will pay anything to feel better. So healthcare, technology, biotechs, underestimated, overlooked. Let's take a look. So what I did was I just did a quick Google search on gene editing stocks. This is the article I found. The Motley Fool, they are sometimes fools, but we're gonna take a little bit of pieces here and there. We're gonna do a little deep dive here. So CRISPR therapeutic stock history, the rise of the world's biggest gene editing biotech. So right here in this article, the discovery I'm referring to is CRISPR gene editing. There are only 3 biotechs that specialize in this approach to modifying DNA. CRISPR, Editas Medicine, and Intellia Therapeutics. Right there. That's our 3 stocks we're looking at today. If you're a goldfish brain, you can go on your way, do whatever you want. But if you're a smart investor, you want to understand why I'm talking about these stocks, where they might go down and where they might go up, and where some good entry prices are, and why I like these, then stay in the video. So those are the 3 stocks. So what I did next was I wanted to see if Kathy Woods had these in her portfolio. Let's take a look. So here's her portfolio. Control F, CRSP. CRISPR, boom, number 8 holding. Intellia, it's NTLA, boom, number 32 holding. Down here, big holding, 134 million, what is that, market value, massive. And then last but not least, Edit. Right here, Editas Medicine, 35 position for her holdings. And she has a market value of 109 million in this one. CRISPR, I think, is the highest. Yep, CRISPR is right here. 377 million market value. Massive. So CRISPR is her number 8 holding. So these 3 stocks that are the biggest gene editing stocks are in Kathy Woods' portfolio, and she thinks these are going to be, obviously, the future. They're going to be curing diseases, right? They say, oh, I got cancer. What cancer you got? You got foot cancer, hand, nipple. What do you got? You tell them what cancer you got. They go, okay, hold on. Boom. Got it. Here's your medicine. Boop. Done. That's the future. Disease is not something we'll be afraid of anymore in the future because we got gene editing, DNA editing, DNA modifying. If you got something wrong in your DNA, they take it out, boop, put it in a little vial, shake it up, put it back, you're cured. Simple as that. Future. So now that we have the 3 stocks, we want to dig into these 3 stocks and see why Cathie Woods likes them. So Intellia Therapeutics. Intellia Therapeutics is a biotechnology company developing biopharmaceuticals using CRISPR gene editing system invented by Jennifer Doudna and Virgin Solaski. The company has partners with Novartis and Regeneron. Okay, Cambridge, they're all in Cambridge. So here is their pipeline. You go right to their website. Listen, you got to do research. This isn't roulette. This isn't blackjack. You don't take your money, throw it in, and sit back. You have to understand what you're buying, why you're buying, when you're buying. Okay? The 3 W's. Just invented that. So here is their pipeline. You can see the drugs. You can see the stages that these are in. They're entering clinical stages, early stage clinical trials. It's looking very good. Intellia expects to submit INDs for both medicines in 2021. If you don't know what INDs are, they're investigative new drugs. Thus, by early 2022, Intellia could have 3 leading gene editing medicines going through clinical trials. If these medicines start popping up for Intellia and they pass through these trials, if you are familiar with how biotechs work when these trials are good, woo, you don't understand what a rocket ship is. When biotechs have positive trials, it's a SpaceX rocket. It's a SpaceX rocket. That's the best way to put it. It's a SpaceX rocket versus a NASA rocket from 1998. So the most important ingredient to find out if a biotech stock is a quality stock, what you do is you look at the institutional holdings right here. For Intellia, institutional ownership, 95%. If that doesn't give you confidence, I don't know what will. If we scroll down here, we can see who the institutions are and how much they're holding. Obviously, ARK is the biggest holder. 11 million shares held. Nikko, Sumitomo, BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, Chevy, and so on. All these big institutions are holding this stock because they see that this will be a beast. CRISPR's the next stock. We all know CRISPR. CRISPR's the big dog. That's her number 8 position. So CRISPR institutional ownership is 65%. Not as good as Intellia. So Intellia might be the better buy at this point, but we have to look at the chart and see what the chart's telling us. But CRISPR is looking good, though. Big institutions in this one. ARK, obviously Capital. Same guys. Perceptive is really good. FMR, they're all buying this thing up, and there's going to be even more very soon. You'll see. Because there could be a huge shift. Right now we got clean energy. Maybe after clean energy, the next wave, because we're moving in circles here, the next wave is healthcare. Technology healthcare. Biotechs. The next stock is EDIT, ticker EDIT. They are a clinical stage biotechnology company which is developing therapies based on CRISPR Cas9 gene editing technology. They're in Cambridge. What if all these doctors get together and they're just like mixing up potions of DNA, saying, whoa, that one just turned your arm into a spaghetti monster. We're not using that batch, okay? That one looks a little more promising, but your arm kind of smells like a pickle. We don't want that. So EDIT institutional holdings, 82%. Intellia has the biggest institutional ownership, but like I said, these numbers will be updated in a couple of weeks, and I'll probably do an update video when the new 13F comes out. So let's take a look at the chart and see if we should get in now, maybe wait, just maybe do a little bird's eye view, be a Buffy buff, be patient. Let's see what's going on with the charts. So looking at the chart right now for Intellia, all 3 of these stocks do look very similar. They had a crazy run from November to, just a couple days ago. They started crashing, crazy run up. Looking at Intellia, we could see what it ran up to. It ran up 400%. So if we listen to Cathie Woods early on, we would have 400% gains. So this shows you the potential. That was just over 3-4 months, 400% gains. Think about the future. Think about when this goes mainstream. Thousands of percent is not going to be unreasonable. So now the question is this stock going to continue to do the head and shoulders and come all the way back down? No, it's not, because we have ARK Invest now. This is not going to happen. If it did, I would give them my kidneys for science purposes, and I would take that money to buy more. So we have a few areas of support, resistance. We're probably going to channel in this area. Anytime a stock does head up this high, there's going to be obviously sell-offs 400%. You have to sell off and take those profits. We're not holding forever. It came down, and now it's bouncing pretty hard to see if it could hold in middle territory. So obviously down here is too low, and up here was too high. So we're in middle land right now. So I think the stock is going to chop around in here. This is going to be the loading zone. There could be a loading zone here for a couple months before this thing builds back up momentum and heads up. But Cathie Woods is a beast. Maybe she's waiting to buy more. So this stock can chop around here. I think it's going to chop around on the higher end of the spectrum. So this might even be a good swing trade, a good day trade for a few percent. Not a lot because this is a big company. Okay, this is not going to move rapidly. 95% ownership. They don't do day trades. Okay, they quadruple their money over a year or two. But they were very lucky getting in the early run if any institutions are selling out now. So I could see this happening, boom, testing about 90 over the next few months. I don't think this is going to head down. Bearish scenario would be the head and shoulders formation. It tests 70, and then it comes down, tests 58. If it can't hold, it's going to plunge down probably to 50. Chop around here and then head up. This stock, I feel, is most likely going to head up, most certainly going to head up unless some trials that they come out with data are not good. That's the only reason this thing is going to plunge. CRISPR. I already put down here 2 scenarios of what I think is going to happen. So this could pull down in the yellow scenario, which would be the bearish scenario, down here, which is where support would be, or bullish scenario, it holds at 156, which it looks like it's holding right now. It's bouncing up a bit. Test 240. Either or, on the bullish or bearish scenario. These are companies of the future. Gene editing is not going nowhere. I mean, she says that CRISPR is going to be like Amazon for healthcare. Imagine if you go to Amazon, you say, got liver damage. Amazon, pull up Amazon. Need a new, some liver damage cure. Oh, there it is. Add the cart. You can add liver damage cure to your cart in Amazon? What? I'm buying. So, I mean, this stock has been steady downtrending. It really needs to bounce and head up. So, I'll be watching this like a hawk. All 3 of these I'll be watching like a hawk and waiting for the perfect opportunity to place my trade and get into them. I'm starting to build a biotech portfolio along with my clean energy stocks. If you want to see my portfolio, if you want to get stock alerts, link is in the description. You'll get a bing right to your phone whenever I buy, sell, reduce, add, or go all in on any of these stocks. I'm waiting for the perfect point to get in. Okay, so let's look at the last one, which is Edit. So Edit, same thing. They're all doing the same thing. They've ran up aggressively, selling off, trying to find where they're going to hold their gains. They don't want to pull all the way down and lose all their gains. If they did, everyone will buy. But I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think they're going to give cheap prices to us. They're going to keep it up here. I think it's going to chop around in this area and then eventually head up. So you got to be patient and you got to wait to see when that breakout is going to happen. I don't think it's just going to rocket right back up. I don't think that's going to happen because this was a big sell-off. People are still selling off, so any pops are going to be sell-offs, pops, sell-offs. Eventually, it's only going to be buyers and it's going to head it up. So watching this one aggressively as well. So that's it. That's the 3 stocks that I'm watching. I'm waiting perfectly. I'm being very patient. I'm waiting for that perfect opportunity to get in for when the sonic boom happens. So hit the subscribe if you're new to the channel. And don't forget, by watching this channel, it's doing magical things. It's going to get you a little bit closer to retiring young.